Have you ever looked around your quiet home and thought, I'm by myself, but why do I feel so disconnected? You're not alone in that thought, and here's the good news: being alone doesn't have to mean being lonely. A lot of people believe that once we reach a certain age, life becomes smaller, fewer friends, fewer outings, fewer chances to grow. But the truth is, life can feel fuller, richer, and more meaningful than ever. Living independently after 60, 70, even 80 can be a beautiful chapter if we know how to fill it with the right things. In this video, we're going to explore 8 simple, powerful ways to not just cope with solitude, but to truly thrive in it. Whether you've recently lost a partner, moved into your own place, or just found yourself spending more time alone, these tips are for you. Let's start with something that seems small, but makes a huge difference: having a routine. When every day feels unstructured, it's easy for time to slip through our fingers, and with it, our sense of purpose. Waking up and knowing what's ahead, even if it's something simple like a morning stretch, watering the plants, or reading the newspaper with a cup of tea, that brings structure, and structure brings comfort. It gives your day shape, and your mind something to look forward to. But just as important as a routine is keeping your body moving. Even 15 minutes of gentle exercise, a short walk around the block, a bit of stretching while the coffee brews, can wake up your muscles, boost your mood, and remind you that you're capable. Movement is a silent way of saying to yourself, I'm still here. And I'm still strong. Now here's another powerful one: nurturing your environment. Think about your space right now. Does it lift you up or weigh you down? A clean, cozy room with natural light, a few green plants, maybe a photo or memory that brings you joy, these things matter more than you think. They quietly influence how we feel throughout the day. Your home is not just a shelter, it's your sanctuary. Make it reflect the life you still want to live. We also can't talk about thriving alone without mentioning connection. And no, I don't mean you need to go out and make 5 new friends overnight. But even one meaningful interaction a day can change everything. A short phone call, chatting with a neighbor, saying hello to the cashier at the grocery store with genuine warmth, these little moments add up. They remind us that we still belong, that we're seen. And sometimes, the best connection you can make is with yourself. You'd be surprised how grounding it is to journal, to reflect, to ask yourself questions you haven't in years. What brings me joy now? What's something I've always wanted to try but never did? When you spend time with your own thoughts, not in worry, but in curiosity, you start to discover that the most important relationship you'll ever have is with yourself. Now that we've touched on the foundations of living well independently, from routine to movement to space and connection, let's gently shift into more enriching habits that can turn solitude into strength. One of the most overlooked ways to thrive while living alone is learning something new. You see, our brains crave stimulation just like our bodies crave movement. And the beauty of being over 60? You finally have time to learn purely for joy, not for grades, not for promotions, but because you want to. Maybe you've always wanted to play an instrument, but never got around to it. Or you've been curious about painting, or baking bread, or even learning how to use that smartphone better. Every time you pick up a new skill, your brain lights up, your confidence grows, and most of all, you feel alive again. Now let's talk about something that doesn't get mentioned enough: celebrating small wins. When you're on your own, no one's there to pat you on the back when you cook a healthy meal, organize a cluttered drawer, or take your morning walk even when you didn't feel like it. But those things matter. They're proof that you're still showing up for yourself. So go ahead, acknowledge them. Say it out loud if you need to. I did that. It's not silly. It's strength. Another way to stay grounded is by being of service to others. One of the fastest ways to break free from the grip of loneliness is to make someone else's day a little better. It doesn't have to be grand. You could knit a scarf and donate it. Drop off cookies to the fire station. Write encouraging notes to your grandchildren or neighbors. Even volunteering at your library or local center once a week can fill your heart in ways you didn't expect. Because here's the thing, even when we're alone, we're still part of a greater web of connection. We still matter. We still have something to give. And sometimes, all it takes to feel less lonely is being honest about it. There's no shame in saying, I feel a little isolated today. In fact, naming it often takes away its power. Reach out. Call a friend. Visit the community center. Go for a walk where you'll see people. Just being around others, even if you don't talk much, reminds you are not invisible. You're still here. And you're still part of this world. Before we move into the final few ideas that truly make independent living a gift rather than a burden, take a moment to check in with yourself. Breathe. Smile if you can. Even watching this video right now is an act of self-care. It means you're trying. You're growing. You're not giving up. And that's powerful. Let's take a moment to talk about your home, not just the physical space, but the feeling it gives you. When you live alone, your home becomes more than walls and windows. It becomes your sanctuary, your memory holder, your quiet cheerleader. That's why it matters how it looks, smells, and feels. You deserve a space that lifts your spirit. Maybe that means putting fresh flowers on the table, hanging up pictures that make you smile, or playing music that soothes your soul. When your surroundings reflect care, you start feeling more cared for, even if the person doing the caring is you. Now, another beautiful way to stay emotionally full while living independently is by making routines sacred. You might think routines sound boring, but when done with intention, they become a kind of rhythm for the soul. A cup of tea at the same time each day, lighting a candle before bed, stretching while the morning light comes through the window. These small moments remind you that peace doesn't always come from noise. It comes from honoring the everyday. And when it comes to being truly fulfilled, nothing beats having something to look forward to. That's what keeps the heart young. It can be as simple as a weekend walk to the farmer's market, a call with an old friend every Sunday, or a new book you treat yourself to each month. Joy doesn't have to be loud or flashy, it just needs to be real. Give yourself permission to plan those moments, because anticipation is half the pleasure. Lastly, and maybe most importantly, remember this: being alone is not a sign of failure. It's not something you need to apologize for or feel embarrassed about. In fact, it often means you've been strong, adaptable, and wise enough to build a life that fits you. Independent living doesn't mean isolation. It means freedom. It means getting to know yourself again, without distraction. It means having the time and space to heal old wounds, explore new joys, and reconnect with your purpose in this season of life. You're not too old to grow. You're not too late to change. And you're definitely not invisible. If this video resonated with you, share it with someone you care about. Or better yet, drop a comment below. Let us know one thing that brings you joy while living on your own. You never know who might read it and feel a little less alone because of you. And before we end, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Not just for us, but for you. Because every time you choose to fill your mind with uplifting, empowering messages, you're feeding your soul with love. Here's to living independently and living beautifully at any age. You are not alone. You are enough. And this chapter? It's yours to write.